Hi, my name is Mette Hansgaard. I'm a Danish artist and I have an art studio in the middle of Copenhagen. In this video, I will teach you some tricks to paint and play with watercolors. In my little gallery in the middle of Copenhagen, I have watercolor classes for everyone. You can book a table and come by and play with watercolor. And in this video, I will show you some techniques to play with watercolor so you can see what it's all about. First, we need some colors, and these are little colors in a box. Then we need a watercolor paper, and you also need a brush so you can paint with your watercolors. Now in this video, I will show you some tricks how to use the water to make the colors move around into the water in an abstract way. To do this, you need to place your brush into the water, then you bring the water to the paper, and you place water into your colors and make them wet. With a small brush, I can use some color and place it inside the water on my paper. In this exercise, I need you to relax and just enjoy seeing the colors go into a flow on the paper. This is an abstract mind exercise, so you have to let go of the control while painting the watercolor. While painting on the paper, please notice that I'm lifting up my brush in between my moves. This is to make sure that I will have like white areas and darker areas. Some places there are lots of blue color, and other places it's more like I'm keeping the white paper in the background. I'm kind of trying not to think too much what I'm doing, because this is an abstract painting, so I'm kind of using my intuition to place water and color into the paper. Then I'm lifting the paper up and I'm moving the pad from side to side. You can see how the water will run while I'm doing this. Now I'm adding some dark purple color into the water, and this will make the picture get more contrast in the background. You can see how the colors are floating into the water, and use this as an exercise to get to know your watercolors and your paper. If you are making a watercolor where you use a lot of water, you need a very strong paper, because otherwise it cannot absorb the big amount of water that you are painting with. Try not to make the picture too dark, because in a moment we will paint two fish on top of the surface. And we can only do this if the background is not completely dark. Well done! You are almost done with your background. And now you need to leave it to dry. It will take around 15 minutes. If you feel like there are lines that should move into the water in a better way, you can lift your watercolor pad from side to side and use the effect of the water to make the colors blur into each other. This will give some water-ish effect on your watercolor. Great work! Now please let your watercolor dry completely before you go on to the next move. Get ready! Now we are going to paint two fish on top of this watercolor paper. First you take clean water in your cup, and then you clean your brush and you find a color that you like. For example, a dark blue color that matches our ocean surface. And now I can actually draw with my brush a line that is oval, like this will become a fish. In the middle of the fish, I add water, clean water without any color. But because I have a little bluish color on my brush, the water will turn blue. And also the watercolor is transparent. It's like you can see through it. So in this exercise, you can actually see how you can paint on top of your watercolor when you are done with a watercolor. You can always add more color to your watercolor, and you can also make other pictures on top of your watercolor and make patterns, fish, or whatever you like to do. But there's one thing you can't do, and you can't make the paper white again. When you first have painted your colors on your watercolor paper, then the paper will become a color. Okay, let's do a friend for our fish. So we will add another fish to the picture. And this time I'm using my brush as a pencil. I'm washing it clean and using water to draw lines as if it was a fish. And then I add purple color into the water. And please notice how the water will let the color flow in the direction where the water is. If we don't want it too dark, you would have to wash your brush off in between. And then you clean your brush again in the water. And you might consider changing color. So now we will find a light blue color and add it in the middle of the fish. I use water to transport the colors together. Now I'm adding more dark blue color, so now we have like the end of the fish in the side in a very dark blue color. Great, now you're done doing fish on a watercolorish surface. So please give this video a like if you liked it. And also, please follow my channel if you want more videos. Thank you for watching. And if you are in Copenhagen, come by my studio next to Botanical Garden.